The Beast Below, An Odyssey into the Heart of the Earth, by Percival Eldridge Hawthorne, 1887. Prologue. The Whispers of the Unknown. In the days when science was still unmasking the world, when the Earth's depths were as enigmatic as the distant stars, a tale was whispered in hushed tones among the learned circles of London, a tale of a hidden entrance to the inner realms of the earth, of an extraordinary landscape that lay beneath our very feet. 5 explorers, a curious collective of the brave and the enlightened, embarked on an expedition like no other, led by the light of their lanterns and the flame of their shared curiosity. They ventured where no man had dared before. There, deep within the cavernous heart of the earth, they discovered a land of phosphorescent wonders and haunting shadows, a land in the grip of a great famine, a crisis cast by a solitary beast that hoarded food, heedless of the suffering it begot. Yet our explorers were undaunted. With a steadfast spirit they undertook the mission to convince the beast to share its hoard, not just for the people's survival, but for the beast's own redemption. The tale you are about to embark on is their story, a testament to the courage, the compassion, and the unwavering resolve of those who dare to venture into the unknown and emerge transformed. This is The Beast Below. Chapter 1. An Unexpected Discovery. In the brisk dawn of a day in 1899, 5 diverse souls gathered at the edge of a secluded woodland clearing. Professor Ignatius Percival of Oxford, brimming with academic curiosity, was the first to break the silence. "Look at this spectacle, dear friends." He gestured towards the cavernous opening at their feet, his pince-nez glinting in the morning light. "A clandestine portal to the unexplored abyss beneath our very feet. What marvels and mysteries might we unearth from its depths?" Captain Abigail Fairweather, a woman of action, chuckled heartily. "Your excitement, Percival, is truly contagious. One might think we've stumbled upon the lost city of Atlantis." She retrieved a weighty brass lantern from her rucksack, its flame dancing wildly. Dr. Lin Yusheng, a botanist of some renown, knelt and studied the unusual vegetation surrounding the cave entrance. "The flora here is extraordinary, unseen even in the most secluded corners of the Amazon." Abanez, the formidable bushman from the African savannah, nodded in agreement. "You are right, Yusheng. The spirits of this place are old, unfamiliar. We must tread lightly." Madame Esmeralda, the enigmatic gypsy seer, looked on with a far-off gaze. "Indeed, Aban, we must respect the unknown and prepare ourselves for what we may find." With a collective nod, they embarked on their journey, stepping into the embrace of the cavern. Their eager conversation echoed off the ancient stones, the darkness ahead promising untold secrets as they delved into the heart of the earth. Chapter 2. The Land of Famine. Descending deeper into the yawning mouth of the cave, the explorers emerged into a fantastical world that defied belief. They stepped out onto a landscape illuminated by a surreal, dim light emanating from large phosphorescent mushrooms towering high above their heads. Faintly luminescent moss carpeted the ground underfoot, a soft, vibrant green against the dull hues of the cavernous walls. Yet the beauty of this new realm was marred by a shocking sight. Stumbling figures shambled across the terrain, skeletal and ghostly in their appearance. Their eyes, hollow and desolate, bore the marks of a famine that had ravaged this underground world. "By Jove!" Percival's exclamation echoed, his eyes widening behind his pince-nez. "These poor souls are starved. But how is that possible in such a fertile land?" Captain Fairweather, squinting at the figures in the distance, voiced her agreement. "Indeed, Percival, it's a riddle that begs an answer. Could this be some manner of disease, or perhaps a pestilence that has decimated their food sources?" Dr. Lin knelt, running his fingers through the rich soil. "Strange, for the earth seems ripe for harvest. Yet there's a distinct lack of edible flora, an imbalance of nature, perhaps." "I've seen famine before," Albanese commented grimly, "but never like this. There is an unnaturalness about it," Madame Esmeralda, her hand on her heart, whispered. The source of their suffering is not disease, nor pestilence, nor any natural cause. There is a creature, a beast that hoards all sustenance. A murmur of disbelief swept through the group. A creature? Could such a being exist that would cause this suffering? Their eyes turned to the distant hills, where their next challenge awaited. Chapter 3. The Quest for the Beast. With their resolve set and their path clear, the explorers ventured forth towards the ominous hills in the distance. Vast and foreboding, they were a hulking mass of dark stone against the eerie luminescence of the underground realm. The journey was arduous, the land treacherous and unfamiliar. Strange gnarled roots twisted beneath their feet, while the air grew denser, thick with the smell of ancient earth. Even the eerie lights of the phosphorescent fungi seemed to dim, as though reflecting the sombre task at hand. "Land sakes, this path is as twisted as a sailor's knot," Captain Fairweather grumbled, her lantern casting long, undulating shadows on the stony ground. "Indeed, Captain," Dr. Lin replied, examining an oddly shaped fungus. "The terrain, though rough, seems alive with energy, an extension of the beast we seek, perhaps." "The spirit of this place is strong," Aban added, his fingers brushing against the rough texture of a colossal stalagmite. "It has seen ages pass by, untouched by man or time." Professor Percival adjusted his pince-nez, squinting into the gloom. "The weight of the unknown presses upon us, but we must carry on for the sake of those poor souls we left behind." Finally, in the heart of the forbidding hills, they found the creature. A giant beast, reminiscent of tales spun by the ancient Greeks, yet with a sorrowful countenance that tugged at their hearts. It lounged in an enormous cavern, mounds of food piled high around it. Captain Fairweather stepped forward, her voice echoing off the cavern walls. "Creature, your hoarding brings ruin to your brethren. Share your food, not for our sakes, but for the good of your soul." Chapter 4. A Beast Redeemed. In the heart of the cavern, the creature turned its massive form towards the explorers. Its eyes, wide and filled with a surprising intelligence, reflected the flickering glow of Captain Fairweather's lantern. Around them, the stalactites dripped rhythmically, the sound punctuating the profound silence that had fallen. The creature's gaze fell on the food mounds, enough to feed an entire kingdom, and then back to the explorers. It grumbled something, a deep rumbling sound that echoed off the stone walls, the ground beneath them shaking with the creature's resonance. Did it understand?" Professor Percival asked, a hopeful gleam in his eyes. "I believe so," replied Dr. Lin, his gaze never wavering from the creature. "Look at its eyes. There's a spark there, a glimmer of understanding." Madame Esmeralda nodded solemnly. "We've reached its soul. It knows." With the explorer's encouragement, the creature, lumbering and majestic, began distributing its hoarded food among the starving populace. The sight was one of paradoxical beauty, the grotesque beast performing an act of kindness within the luminescent caverns of the inner earth. "See how you've grown richer, beast," Dr. Lin murmured, watching the creature's former fierceness soften into a sense of contentment. "In nourishing others, you've nourished your own soul." Chapter 5. Homeward Bound. Their mission fulfilled, the explorers bid their farewell to the creature and the grateful populace of the inner earth. The journey back to the surface world was a silent one, their hearts filled with an unspeakable mixture of triumph, sorrow and relief. Back in their own world, they shared their fantastical tale, but met only with disbelief. They resolved to provide evidence of their adventure. But alas, when they returned to the site of the cavern, they found it sealed by an unexpected earthquake, the entrance to the inner world forever closed. Their astounding journey under the earth faded into memory, becoming a legend among a few, a tale whispered in hushed tones, the unbelievable adventure of the 5 explorers who ventured into the heart of the earth and redeemed a beast.